Hi, and welcome to day 5, the fun day of our 5-day painting challenge. Now, what I'm going to talk about is design, and then I'm going to play with my paint and try and make an interesting design. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about how to design something you like. What I like to have people do in classes I've taught, and this is what I've done over the years, is sometimes I just take the paint out and try to make something that's interesting and that I like. And I just keep changing the painting until I like it. So I kind of sit back, look at it. And we only have 20 minutes, so there's not going to be a lot of that. But you sit back, you look at it, what's good, what's bad, get rid of what's bad, try to keep what's good, and you work your way through. And you try to have a painting that has some interest in it. It has a harmony, it has a pattern, something that makes it interesting. But other than that, just have fun with it. So you can't make a mistake in this. There's no such thing, right? Not that there ever is in the art thing, but okay. So I'm going to start the timer here. I've got to cancel that one and start again. 20 minutes. Now I could start all wet, dry, doesn't really matter. But one of the things I've done is I've put out a paint tube that I'm trying to get rid of, sap green hue. Now I know somebody's going to love this color, but for me, I've been trying to get rid of it for years. So I'm going to start with that. There's it is. It's actually a nice, warm, kind of transparent green. It's not so bad. Or is it? I'm just adding a bit of medium so I can have it dry and not lift and things like that. And I also put out some of this stuff, which is quinacridone gold, nickel azo, so I'm going to put a little bit of that on there. Now I've already got stuff happening. As soon as you start painting on something, you look at it and you say, what's going on? Is it what's interesting, what's not? Now I don't have a goal in mind. I don't have a subject in mind. All I want it to be is interesting. So places with higher contrast, between value, color, edge, whatever, and places of less contrast, places that are quiet, is another word artists will use, and places that are busy. So there's some of that. Now it's mostly warmer color. I'm going to put some cool color in with that. And in this case, it's going to be phthalo blue. I did forget to say that part, didn't I? Is this going to be phthalo blue? It is phthalo blue. And I don't think I want hard edges yet. Now I'm going to use some phthalo green that I've got on the palette, another cold color. And I'm using these transparently. Now, could I have left some white? Of course. Should I have? I don't know. Now, you can see when I did that, I go, and you see how because the paint's wet, it goes right through it, and it makes kind of a neat effect. When you're painting, right, people always, say, well, how do you know when you're done? And, how do you know what to do and what to leave and what to change? Anything that's interesting, you try to leave. So if I'm fooling around here and I do something interesting, I try to leave it. I try to, if I think that's neat, the way that works with that, or this is transparent, or the way this is running, anything that's like that, I try to keep. And I try to get rid of things I don't like. Now, you don't want it to be busy everywhere, but, I'm looking around thinking, I don't really like this shape in here. So I'm going to change that shape. I have too many shapes of a similar size. So what I'm going to do, just leave a little bit of it there. Now I want some dark value in here, which I don't have yet. I don't know how much. Not that you have to have a dark value, but if you have a dark value, it gives it a little more oomph. So I'm going to actually go on here. I want to soften that on the side with some more of the sap green. It might end up being the theme of this thing, sap green. Still wet enough that I can paint into it a bit. All right. Now, what's the complement? Cad red. Again, too many shapes of a similar size, so here we go. Where am I going? I don't have a clue. I just know I got 20 minutes. Now, I don't really have anything opaque in here yet, so I'm going to go with the white. Yeah, I want to change something here. I don't know, but something about this area I don't like. Problem with this is every time you do something, everything else changes. And take a different brush. gives me a different shape. So I'm just kind of repeating one thing with another thing. Similar shape. Now I got too many shapes of the same size again. So when I'm looking at it, I'm trying to think, what do I like? I kind of like some of this, I kind of like some of that, but when I said I had too many shapes of the same size, they're too much the same, so I got to get rid of those. There's different ways to do it. That shape there, this shape here, this shape here. You see how they're similar sizes? And it's partly because I use this brush. I end up with some. So one of the things I can do is soften it somehow. But in this case, I want to do something a little bit different. I'm going to dry it. Six minutes and 42 seconds. Okay. Now what I want to do over this is I'm going to put a glaze over the whole thing. So it's dry. Not quite dry there. Hold on. Gotta make sure it's totally dry. Now it's dry. Okay. So that's medium. A lot of water in medium and a little bit of, we're going to go cool. So I'm going to go with phthalo blue. So I just want a thinner layer. leave that little bit through there. I'm going to go over that orange. I'm going to wipe this in a second. So I'm going to do this quickly. And what that does is it kind of settles it down a bit. And it gives me more kind of effects from even from the wiping. Okay, so a little bit of that. I want this to be wet in here. I want a bit more light and warm on the other side. So as you can see, there's no end to this. There's no beginning. There's no end. There's no right, and there's no wrong. How much time do I got left? I got a minute. It just keeps changing. Out of time. Okay. So, a fun little design. Turn that off. So, what I end up with is a fun little abstract design. Now, is it good? Is it bad? When I look at abstracts, I look for something that I find intriguing, right? And whatever that means, it means interesting. So if there's something interesting in here, I'm happy. If it has kind of a theme, you know, there's different stuff happening. There's quiet areas, there's busy areas. It has textures, it has, you know, a theme with the lines, a bit of theme with color, has stuff happening. All I'm trying to do is create something interesting. And they always turn out different. They're fun to do, and they will help you become a better designer, because what you're trying to do is leave the good parts and get rid of the bad parts until you've got something you're happy with. And that's a good way to approach your painting. So it's going to make you a better artist in the long run to practice this kind of thing. Thanks for taking part in our 5-day challenge. This was the fun part. I hope you enjoyed it. Send in your paintings into our Facebook group and stay tuned for our free course, which is coming soon. I hope you found this information useful. And I have a handout called How to Fix Your Painting, and you can get it by clicking on the link below. And thank you for watching.